Bayern Munich are not a side that are used to losing too often. In fact, ever since Bundesliga was founded 60 years ago, they've won the league 32 times. That's more than half of the seasons. That is an incredible record considering there's another 17 teams in the league, hundreds below in the pyramid, trying to get to that title. And Bayern Munich have a winning record. 32 out of 60? That's unreal. And if you just take the last 11 years, well, they've won the league 11 times. And as a Dortmund fan, that's getting pretty old. But during those 11 years, they've also added on 5 DFB Pokal, the cup in Germany, and they've even thrown on, just for fun, 2 Champions League treble wins. That is 2 of the 10 trebles that have ever been won by any club ever. Bayern have done it twice in the last decade. So it's obviously a very, very successful club, and they are so paranoid about losing that last season, when Dortmund were getting a little bit closer to passing them, Bayern decided to sack their manager. They were still in first. They were winning in Bundesliga, and they sacked their manager. Imagine any other club doing something as crazy as that. Real Madrid, top of the table, and then just sack their manager just because Barcelona are a little bit too close. Or Manchester City sacking Pep Guardiola just because Liverpool and Arsenal are still in the title race. I mean, that's basically what they were saying to Julian Nagelsmann. Besides the point, again, as a Dortmund fan, I have to commend their elite winning mentality because that is honestly insane, but it worked. They ended up winning the title again last year. And amazingly, all it took to end this streak was signing Harry Kane. And if you have somehow stumbled across my YouTube channel, despite this only being my second video, I literally only have one other video on the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It would help me so much. This is where Harry Kane joins the story because he left Tottenham Hotspur to join the German Giants last summer after 14 years with Tottenham. Now, he did go on loan a couple times at the beginning of his career, but he's been under contract with Tottenham for his entire career. And during that span of about 14 to 15 years, they won 0 trophies. But Harry Kane has been a top 5 striker in the world consistently. Even his haters will admit that. This guy is no scrub. He set the record for most Premier League goals in a single calendar year back in 2017. And had he stayed in the Premier League for his entire career instead of leaving last summer, probably on track to beat the record for most goals scored by any player in Premier League history, which is currently held by Alan Shearer, and Harry Kane is actually in second, and he's only 30, right? So this guy joining a team that has won the league 11 years straight and need a striker desperately, it was a perfect fit. Harry Kane's no longer really content with winning all these individual awards. All the golden boots he won at Tottenham Hotspur, I mean, they don't really mean all that much if you're not winning any meaningful trophies with your club. And so that's why he chose Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have won a trophy in 13 years straight, and they need a striker, so this should be the perfect fit. But we all know what happened next. They ended up losing the league to Bayer Leverkusen. That is obviously a big reason for this. I mean, they're playing against one of the most unbelievable German sides of all time. I mean, Bayer Leverkusen are literally on a treble-winning unbeaten run right now with the Europa League Pokal and the Bundesliga. And unfortunately for Bayern, and fortunately for the rest of us and everybody else in the world, Bayern Munich are not going to win the league this year. It is just too far out of reach realistically. They're already out of the Pokal because they lost to a 3rd division side. Not even top of the league either. They're at 11th in the 3rd division. And so the final chance for Harry Kane to win any silverware with Bayern Munich this year and keep their streak alive was the Champions League, in which they needed to beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, in which it looked like it was going to happen until Harry Kane got subbed out of the match. Joselu scored 2 times for Real Madrid to take the lead, and the referees controversially blow the whistle as De Ligt is taking a shot on goal that did go in, and then they lose the match, and that ends Bayern Munich's trophy streak. Everybody at the beginning of the season who was saying, wouldn't it be so funny if Bayern Munich didn't win a trophy for the first time in forever just because Harry Kane joined? Well, it's actually happening. The Tottenham curse is real. It's confirmed. It is actually a thing. And the worst part about it for Harry Kane is that he can't even really blame himself. Like, he has been really, really good this season. The man just cannot find any luck at all. But really, it hasn't been for the lack of chances in finals. He's made the finals before, and fallen short. And if you count the Super Cup as a final as well, it does end up getting you a trophy, maybe not a major trophy, but it's something to add to the cabinet. That was actually Harry Kane's debut with Bayern Munich, and they lost 3-0 to Leipzig. And you can't blame Kane at all for that, because he got subbed on after they were already down 3-0, but it just adds salt into the wound, doesn't it? Because back in 2018-19, Tottenham with Harry Kane made the Champions League final on a pretty spectacular and exciting run, beating Ajax in the late minutes with a Lucas Moura hat-trick, beating Manchester City with one of the first and most crazy VAR overturns that we've ever seen, and then lost 2-0 to Liverpool in one of the most boring games ever. And then later, they ended up going to the Carabao Cup final, losing 1-0 to Manchester City. But there is one more final that Harry Kane has lost, and it wasn't for Tottenham, and it wasn't for Bayern Munich. It was for England in the Euros just a few years ago against Italy in penalties. And unfortunately for Harry Kane, those are all of the cup finals he's been to. But it does leave one more opportunity just this summer for Harry Kane to maybe come away with his first trophy, which is the Euros once again with England. Could that maybe be the time for Harry Kane to get his first trophy as a team? Because even though he hasn't won any club trophies, I think you can count the national team trophies too. And honestly, probably count as more. So all power to him if he's able to do it there. But just hearing all of this put together, I mean, I've laughed at Harry Kane in the past as well because he is spectacular and he just cannot seem to win a trophy. It's really, really sad when you think about all of the time that he has been so spectacular and still fallen short, just barely. I mean, at this point, I am kind of rooting for him. And to be honest, there's one more player we can actually blame this on, and I think we should. Why is nobody talking about the Eric Dier curse? Like, this guy also lost with Tottenham. He also lost with England in the Euros. He's also lost with Bayern Munich now that he joined them. He's not getting any of the smoke that Harry Kane's been getting. So I just feel like I had to throw his name out there because he's also part of the curse. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.